Hey guys, this is Fia from Fia's Handmade Soaps, and I'm back with the cutting video of my coffee soap that I am calling Cafe Au Lait. And I use the fragrance, what was the name of the fragrance? Coffee Latte. So it doesn't smell like a cup of coffee. It actually smells like a cup of caramel, like a hot caramel latte. So what I was looking for was a traditional brewed coffee smell, but you know, it still smells good. It smells really good. That's why I added a little bit of yellow oxide in there to try and give it, make it look like it's a little caramel swirl in with the coffee, you know. And I made this with brewed coffee, coconut milk, and some ground coffee. Not a lot of it, maybe like an ounce or so. Okay. You know what? Wait, I keep forgetting that I want to cut off a piece at the end. I'm so used to not doing it. So cut off a piece at the end. Start saving some of these ends as samples. Pretty. Yeah, you can see the coffee grounds all in there. Put that to the side. And I think it, the fragrance was, how much vanilla was it? It was like 3.9. So I think it should still get dark. Maybe not extremely dark, like a chocolate brown. Maybe not that dark. But ooh, this smells good. It smells real good. Still got some air pockets in there. Even though I slammed this baby down multiple times. Yeah, it smells so good. Really, really good. Okay. So I think, I don't know, I think you know what? The darkest it is probably the darkest it's going to get. I figured it would already be like sort of chocolate by now, but maybe not. I know the light colored brown you see there, that's where I used the titanium dioxide, so it did definitely get some dark. The yellow didn't get as dark as I would like, but that's okay. This is my Cafe Au Lait, and that's supposed to be the caramel swirl. It's a caramel Cafe Au Lait. And if you ever had one, or if you don't really know what it is, you know, a cup of Cafe Au Lait is just like a cup of coffee with hot milk, pretty much. So it's not a coffee with cold cream. It's a coffee with hot milk. It's really good. I really like this soap. It smells really good. I wasn't sure. I was going to be a little skeptical at first because of the fragrance. After I had made it, and you know, I put the soap to the side, and I was just like, man, the whole house smells like it, but not necessarily in a good way, because sometimes when you, since this was hot process, sometimes when you use fragrances and you add it to hot batter, it kind of changes the smell sometimes initially, but you know, usually the smell goes back to, you know, what you smelled in the bottle. But it warped a little bit. It started smelling like fingernail polish to me, like it had like a weird smell to it. You know what, I'm just gonna take this sweater off. Yeah, yeah, it had a weird smell to it. And so I wasn't sure. I'm like, I don't know about this scent. And I was just already thinking like, man, I'm going to have to rebatch and find a different fragrance. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to hold out. I'm going to cut the soap and I'm going to wait 4 weeks and see if the scent comes back and, you know, the way it smelled in the bottle. But it smells, when I woke up today, it smells like it's supposed to right out of the bottle. It doesn't have that fingernail polish smell to it. But yeah, because it was just, we had left and we came back. I was like, oh my goodness, I still smell it. But I had some of the plastic dishes still sitting around, sitting in some water. So I washed those and it kind of like got rid of all of that really strong nail polish smell. So maybe it was the dishes. I don't know. I really like this. This is really, I really like it. And you can see all of the coffee grounds in there. It smells, oh, it smells good enough to eat. So this is going to be a nice scrubby soap. Made with lots of coconut milk. Actually more than I initially planned, but of course that's okay. I added some extra coconut milk in the yellow oxide. And I heated it up to make sure I keep it nice and pliable, so I can pour it in there and, you know, get the swirl going. So I added a little bit of extra then, and I added a little bit of extra coconut milk to the main batter to keep it nice and pliable. So overall, I usually do 38% water to lye, you know, but it probably was, I didn't add that much, maybe a couple extra ounces of coconut milk. And it's not going to hurt you if you go over that 38%. You can add or subtract as much as you really want without going too far. Of course, for hot process, you can't subtract too much. But I usually start off with 30%. And then add the rest of the 8 or whatever else at the end of cook to keep everything nice and goopy, where I can do, you know, stuff to it. So I'll probably use a total about maybe 40% of liquid to lye. Probably 40%. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about and you're a new soaper, you got to play around with soap calc. Soapcalc.net, and everything is numbered. So when you go from the top of the screen, I think you start off with what kind of lye you're using, whether it's sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, and you pick that, and then you go to how many pounds of oil you want to make, or as far as your batch. This is a 4-pound oil batch. But added with all the milks and all the other stuff, it comes to about a total weight for about probably like 6 pounds or something like that. But initially, when I put in soap calc, it's usually 4 pounds. And then you go to, I think the tab number 3 is where you choose your water. You can it's already defaulted at 38%. That's full water, and which is what I usually do for hot process. I just start with some of it and then add the rest of it at the end of cook. Whereas what cold process, you don't have to use 38% of water. You can really bring that number down some. You just play with the tabs, you know, find out what they do. I think there's a YouTube video on how to use soap calc if you're not sure. But it's really easy. I love playing with soap calc and putting in different oil and butter combinations to come up with my recipes, to come up with what I'm looking for. It's fine, I like it. I'm really digging this soap. I'm liking it. I think the next time when I make this soap, I probably won't make the yellow oxide so yellow. It was really bright when it started, but I knew it was going to brown a little bit because there was fragrance in it. But I thought it would get darker, but but maybe it will darken up a little bit. It don't seem like it will because this has been sitting out. It'll probably get like a little bit darker. Maybe a little bit darker. I don't think it seems like it's going to get that dark. But I might, I don't know, add, I don't know, maybe add a little brown or something to it to really give it that caramel look. Right now it looks a little Dijon mustard-ish. I'm not ashamed to say it. It does look a little Dijon mustard-ish in your coffee. But we're going to say it looks like caramel. It smells amazing. It does. That's really cool. And of course the top was supposed to have been foam. It wasn't white because I started the soap batch off with coffee, which means it was doomed to be brown right from the start, and I forgot about that because when I planned this design out, my thought on the top was going to be white, and I wasn't even going to put anything on it like you see coffee grounds sprinkled on the top here. I wasn't going to do that at all because I didn't want it to bleed into the white and make it look kind of ugly or weird. But as I was making it and I got to the end, I was like, duh, you idiots. The top is not going to be white because you started off using coffee, which made everything brown. Oh boy. But that's okay. It still turned out great. And I bet you guys didn't know where I was going with the whole putting everything back in the main pot and kind of swirling it around with my spoon. You didn't know where I was going with that, did you? But I was trying to go for a nice swirling looking effect rather than scooping everything out separately into the mold. And it sort of looked, I did that the first time I made a coffee soap, and all it looked like was, it looked like a coffee camo soap. It looked like it had camo pattern because of the way I scooped it out of the bowl, and I scooped all three colors, not in no particular pattern, but it just came. It wasn't mixed the way I wanted it to be, so that's why I had put it back into the bowl and kind of swirled it around with the spoon. Now, if it was cold process I was doing this with, I would have just did a drop swirl. But my soap wasn't that fluid to do a drop swirl. And this is, so I just modified it a little bit. That was my modified hot process drop swirl. Yeah. Get off of me. It's stuck to my glove. It's in my sweater. And to recap, I got this fragrance from, I'm going to have to remember to put where I got it from down below. I got it from New York Scent. You can go to newyorkscent.com and look at all the fragrances. Now I bought it from there. I mean, I'm in a fragrance group, which is cool when we have, nice pre-buys and affordable fragrances, but we don't get every fragrance. So far, I'm still waiting for the group owner to get a coffee fragrance. So until then, I was just looking at which supplier had the coffee scent I was looking for. And my first coffee scent I used was from Brambleberry, and I used the Espresso, which smells amazing. But I wanted to do something a little bit more affordable. Brambleberry can get pretty pricey, especially with the shipping. It takes so long. So, yeah. So, I saw that this person had a website selling fragrances, so I decided to try it. It smells amazing. I could do without the nail polish smell, though, after you put the fragrance in with the hot batter. But in the end, it was worth it because it smells amazing. Oops, sorry. So, here's the end. I love that swirl. You can see the regular batter. I didn't mix any coffin grounds in with the yellow or with the lighter colored soap with the titanium dioxide. It was just in the main batter, so you can see where this lighter part is. They had the titanium dioxide. It has no coffee grounds in it. I just love this, the swirl and everything that's going on here. It's really, really, really cool. So, this piece I'm going to be trying for myself. Really, really cool. So, thank you guys again for coming back and watching another of one of my videos. I really appreciate it. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. And I hope you guys will keep coming back and keep hitting them thumbs up and maybe referring some people to, you know, watch my videos, and maybe check out my Facebook page on, I was about to say on Facebook, but I said that already. My Facebook page, which is Fia's Handmade Soaps. I'll put the link below. And I'm also in the group fragrance pre-buy called Savvy Intelliscents. Not Intelligence, Intelliscents. So I'll put that link down there below as well. Maybe you guys could join the group. And I'll put the link down below for the New York scent, so you guys can go check out some of their fragrances, which are pretty cool. And I will see you guys for another video. I'm trying to think what the next video might be. I'm waiting for my pre-buy men's fragrance to come in, and I think it's called Bow Ties and Bourbon. Ooh, it sounds sexy. I can't wait. I can't wait for it to come in, because I have an idea designed for that soap, which will be cold process. I got sort of like an ombre design in mind for that one, and I can't wait to get to it. So I'm waiting on my fragrance. So I'm doing some things, and I hope you guys will come back to keep watching. Thank you. Check me out later.